Hey everyone, this is Josh with Josh Wright Piano TV. Today's episode is about a better way to memorize. I've been reading a book, well, I've read it over the course of many months, called Piano Technique by Walter Gieseking and Carl Leimer, I believe is how you say it. I might be wrong on that. And they go over a lot of things about piano technique, obviously, but one of the first things he emphasizes is the proper way to memorize. And I'd never memorized this way before, and it really does speed up the process tremendously. You could use this to memorize music, a speech, whatever you want. His whole purpose, or his whole premise is you've got to go to the piano, or go to your music first and really study it and have a good understanding of it, and then you can go and to the piano with it memorized and try it out. That takes quite a while. I kind of do a mixture of both. I become familiar with the music in my fingers a little bit. I don't want to just get muscle memory, but a little bit in the fingers. I sit and I analyze some chords, and then I will do some further steps. But I'm going to just show you kind of a place in real time that I've been memorizing from Liszt Totentons. This fast little place at the end. It's a little sloppy, but and I've only worked on this for probably, to be honest, a good 3 weeks, maybe a month of consistent days. So I've probably worked on it for 30 days because I've had several projects going on. And I kind of memorized it halfway as I went through with the way I'm about to show you, and I'm also going to solidify the memory with the way I'm about to show you. Okay, so what I've done, I'm going to take this next little part, because this is the part that's really annoying and confusing. And if by some miracle I can memorize this right in front of you in a quick manner, that'll be great. So what I want you to understand first is if you're going to memorize music, you should have a good understanding of theory first. And what I mean by that is scales, arpeggios, triads, and seventh chords. You should be able to analyze basic hymns or four-part harmony. Now, most of you are going to click out of the video and say, nope, don't want to learn that. I'm too lazy. But don't be too lazy. Trust me, it will help you so much in your life if you do that, or in your piano life, or violin, or whatever you play. I've created a whole series called the Pro Practice Technique series. You don't have to go, get that series or anything. I'm just saying that series outlines everything in detail if you need help on it. If you can do it on your own, great. So what I've done here, this next little passage, I've gone through and I've written out the harmonies for each chord. And I'm just going to take you through those really quick. This is the Peters edition. It's page 128. I don't have bar numbers in here, unfortunately. So this is an A major chord. So you've got to decipher what are the chord tones and which are not. So here, that looks like an A major chord to me. The next one is an A minor chord. Okay, the next one, it could be C major, it could be A minor. I'm going to do C major just since we've come from 2 A chords. Okay, and then you're going to go to E7, E major, A minor, G minor, C major. Okay, now I like to sometimes memorize in a tiny piece at a time, or I'll kind of memorize all the names of those harmonies first. So A major, A minor, C major, E7, E major. Let me see if I can just do that much because we're pushing it here. A major, A minor, C major, E7, E major. Okay, and then the last ones are A minor, G major, C major. Let's see if there's a pattern here. There is not. There's a pattern throughout the piece of and then that's the main theme of the piece, and then that's a pretty common thing. So I can keep those E's in mind, because look, here's E, 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 then then finally G, G. Okay, so that's kind of a pattern that I can immediately start looking at. Okay, next, let's just memorize a tiny chunk, and here's where the method really comes into play that Gieseking outlines, or Carl Leimer outlines. I'm going to just stare at the music. I'm going to look at the music, and I'm going to say, and I did this a little bit in my List Pro Practice study series, if you want to check that out, but I'm going to do this here in this normal video. Okay, so the left hand is just an A chord in first inversion. It's mostly just a sixth. Okay, and then the right hand is just going to do this little oscillating figure around E, and then just extend up to E. Okay, got that in my mind? I usually wouldn't be touching the piano. I would try to do this all in my head if I wasn't doing a video and having to explain these things. So, okay, cool. Let's look at the next one. Got it? So let's go. You might be thinking, that's amazing, how can he do it so fast? Again, or you might say, oh, he totally sucks, depending on how good you are at piano. It just depends. So, again, all I'm doing is I'm looking at the basic harmonies, and then I've memorized that this pattern just oscillates, and then it extends up an octave. Okay, so let's try it again. Okay, got it. Now we go to the C major chord, and we're going to go to a C here. The other ones had an A in the middle, so this is another little tip. Memorize what's different between those things. Okay, so it's going to go. Okay, and then the right hand. That's another tip. Memorize hands alone. Okay, now let's try it. Okay, now E7. Let's try that one. Okay, it's going to step down from here to here in the left hand. Okay, and then I'm going back again. It's another E pattern, but this time B is in the middle. So it's going to go A, C, B. So let's try that. A, C, B. Okay, now let's try it. Whoops. Let's go a little slower. Let's try a little faster. Cool, faster. Let's see. Cool, next is E major, okay? So I'm going to go from there to there. Somehow I've got to remember that. Okay, and then this one just goes to G sharp. So it's going to go A, C, B, G sharp in the middle voices. Again, the only other notes in that whole passage are. Okay, and then it's going A, C, B, G sharp. Let me see if I can remember my left hand. Okay, A, then let's see. Okay, got it. And this is easy to remember because half step up, half step up, half step up, half step up, half step up. So once I know my basic chords, I know the pattern. Okay, now let's try it again. So where do I start? Okay, here we go. Let's go slow because I do not think I'm going to do well at the end. Yeah, that's as far as I went. I was like, wait, what's the next chord? Okay, back to another A minor. That one's easy to remember because I've already done that one. Okay, and then I'm going to go up to this one on G major. Okay, so let's try it again. So it's E the whole time until I go up to the G major, and it's going to go A, C, B, G sharp, A. Check that. Yep, that's right. Left hand. Let's try it again. Oh, good grief. What's this next chord? C major. There it is. And then there. And then. There we go. See, once you start putting more and more pieces in, it gets harder to remember everything. Which is a good lesson. Take tiny bits to where you can digest each one, your mind can remember it. Okay, let's try it again. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong passage. Ah. Back to A minor with an A in the middle and then up to G. Oh, wrong notes. I've got to go to this one. Okay, D good reminder. I'm almost done. I would just say that's good, but I literally have one harmony left, so I want you guys to see me through to the end. Okay, here we go. Let's just do this. Let's say that it's getting monotonous to do it straight through. A technique I use is sometimes working backwards. So let's just take the very last one. I'm going to be on this one. I'm on C major, which is the same harmony as above. The only difference is it's not. It's. Okay, so let's try that one. Okay, now let's back up one. Sometimes you'll discover similarities between groups going backwards that you didn't discover going forwards, which I just did, you know. Just going up, and then it just goes B, C. Okay, now let's try it real slow, and then we'll be done. Let's see. I gotta go slower. I would sit and I would do that many more times. So this is truly a better way to memorize, at least in my experience. I've noticed it. One of the ways I used to practice is I'd memorize by little sections, and you can see that on my other memorizing videos, and it's very helpful. But I would just go back and I would kind of memorize the first part, and then I would let a lot of muscle memory come into play. And so when I'd compete at competitions or I'd perform, a lot of times I would have these little tiny memory slips along the way because I'd never really sat and looked at the music and internalized everything that was going on. This way I feel more confident going in. I know the music better. I've actually analyzed the harmonies and I know what I'm doing. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry I've been absent for a while. I've been very sick with a weird skin condition. But it's good to be back, and if any of you have any questions, let me know. I just am warning you, I am a little bit slower to answer emails these days. I probably get about 30 to 50 emails per day, so it's very difficult between all of my teaching, practicing, recording, things like that, to be able to answer all of those. So I do appreciate your patience. I will eventually get to all of those emails, but it may be a while, so I appreciate you being very patient with that. If any of you have any questions though, feel free to send them over. Thank you so much for your support. Have a great week and good luck with memorizing.